Hello and welcome to the Gamescast. I'm here today with Hamish.
Hello, how are you doing? So,
if you would like to explain what is
today we are going to do an FSX flight. You may already notice that this is not Reith's computer, this is my computer. That's because we are going to be flying the Boeing 737-800, although over here it does say that we should be flying a Airbus A320, and it says that over here. Yeah. We're not going to be flying the 320, although I do have the 320. We're not flying it because I don't know how to fly it. So this, as I'm sure you're already aware, is a real world flight that was flown today at 9:55, I believe, was the final takeoff. Yeah, 9:55, and it went from London Heathrow to Zurich in Switzerland. Zurich being the main airport in Switzerland. I don't know how many people it turns over per year, but it is one of the bigger ones in Europe. So it's the 17th of June, as you can see down here. And we are going to be a British Airways 712 flight. And here I've already put some really basic information just on my little thing there where we're going from and to. So this is just a quick overview. This is how they did the flight. We will be doing it slightly differently as we don't actually have a route to follow. Sometimes you'd be able to copy and paste a route in here, which we don't actually have because they obviously haven't put it down, which is fine because we are going to be using this program, PFPX. Now, you've probably seen this before.
Isn't this where you make like flight plans and then you? It
is exactly where you make flight plans. You can see all the information down here, what version we are, the current time, the wind, whether it's connected to FSX and all that kind of stuff. This is version 1.21, I believe. And yeah, we're going to make a flight. So to make a flight, Reith, what I want you to do is, as I try and quietly move over the mouse, is click New.
New. Okay.
In fact, no. First of all, if you click this little arrow here with the little plane, click Aircraft Database. Now I've actually made this, so if you click that and then click Edit, I actually had to manually input some of these figures because I wasn't. They were a little bit off as the default 737.
Right.
So anyway, just to close out of that, Reith, because we're not going to want to change any of that.
Fair enough.
And then minimise as well. Fantastic. So for my last flight, you can see it's already got the Speedbird call sign. It's called Speedbird. Don't ask me why. It just is. Our flight number is 712. So if you'd like to input that.
Why is it 712?
Just that's what it is. It was probably the 712th flight, I'm guessing, to somewhere from. So what we're going to do, Reith, if you just put in EGLL,
that's
Echo Golf Lima Lima, to Switzerland, and just click open the notes, we'll be able to find out. So
LS
Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel.
Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel.
And you'll notice it came up with all the information. It's telling us with the current wind conditions, what runway we're taking off from, and we're landing on.
So it automatically figures all that out for you.
So you always take off and land into the wind, as you're aware from your training sessions. We are still doing the training series. We haven't done much recently, or any recently really. But maybe we can help get back into it.
Right.
So the next bit is click automatically. Aircraft database. So if you click that, that's the thing I've created.
Yeah.
Weight, you'll notice, is all in pounds. That is extremely important.
Yeah.
Just click random payload because we have no idea who's going to be on.
Yeah.
So,
is this a random or average sort of normal payload for it?
This will be it'll completely random. It really. Today we only have 48 adults, so you can see we can have up to 174. So it's a very light plane today. It is an extremely light plane, in fact. That's a zero fuel weight would normally be about 131,000. Zero fuel weight is really self-explanatory. It's how much the plane weighs with no fuel. Really simple. We're going to now. We could just we're not going to click that. If you click route, which is here, you can see. If you click up, you can see The standard route is 435 nautical miles.
Okay.
If you click find, it's going to find one, and you'll see it's actually increased the actual route.
Because this is more similar to the actual one.
The actual one. So if you click,
on
the internet again,
Belgium,
you'll see it's a fairly similar.
More
they take a
similar
slightly
through Belgium
different. They climb up a
direct
little
from
bit
France.
quicker. But yeah, it is a lot more similar. The reason it's used that route, just click that. The reason it's used that route is because that route is where all the waypoints are. Because of course you can't just fly direct because of airways and all that kind of stuff. It would be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to just press that button there, and that's going to find all our alternate airports.
Right, so if we had a problem for any reason, we could land at any of these.
That's exactly. We're not going to, regardless of the weather, we're going to land at Zurich, but we need that anyway.
Yeah.
So now
It's
that's all
simulated,
our
it's not like
information.
there's
You
any
can click the advanced tab, but it really doesn't. We're not going to fill anything in. It's really complex. It's more to do with the systems on the aircraft.
Yeah.
Which is already preloaded because we have that little configuration there.
Alright.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to click compute flight,
Right.
and then we're going to release the flight. So now it's ready for printing. So we're going to print that. So if you click print flight plan, and then just click OK.
Yeah. You can hear our printer.
Now you're going to hear
starting
the printer. Another thing I want you to do, if you print it again,
up. What form?
just print it, click the print, click that. I've got a thing called Bulldog. There we go, PDF printer. Click that and just hit OK, and then whatever comes up next, also click OK to that. Yeah, save it.
What is that?
It's just going to save it to our desktop, so we can get a visual. Here we go, just minimise that quickly.
So this is what we're seeing then.
Yeah, so if you minimise that quickly, Reith, not exit it, minimise it, yeah. We're also going to export it. Fantastic.
And are we exporting this to
So-
FSX?
Yeah, so no, actually, this is a little bit different. Now, you can see it has IVEO IVAP. I apologise for the really loud printer noise. Now, we are going to have to export it as a Pmdg here, and we've also got the weather as well. So this is all the wind and stuff is going to import. So we've got both of those imported. Also going to import it to Flight Sim Commander, which I believe is up here. If you see it, point it out. Here we go.
Yeah, there is.
And that is all we need to do. If we are flying on IVEO, so online,
You'd
that's,
have to send it to them as well.
and that is the file precisely. That's how we would send it to them.
Yeah.
You can't, and then an FSX flight. Some will need a standard Flight Simulator X flight, like this. So, for example, I think that is a standard. Actually, a Captain Sim, I believe, uses this type of flight. Captain Sim is just an aircraft content creator.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
But yeah, they're just different output files. And we're going to click save. 3 routes have been saved. We've got no errors. We can
So
close
does that mean if we were
and
to
close
load up
this.
FSX now, we could load that up into through the flight plan
precisely.
of that plane?
Of that plane, precisely. So we're going to show you this. So you can just see some really basic information, the time of a flight and all that kind of stuff. Our flight number 712.
Yeah, about our printed version.
So yeah, if you want to staple that together, Reith, actually I'll staple it.
Yeah,
And
you just find the
if
printer.
you just scroll through slowly.
Yeah.
So it's going to give us a lot of information. This piece of information here, the page you're on now, that is possibly the most important information.
So if you
of it.
read it off there and then talk about it, and then I can see it on here, because in the
Yeah.
past we have had it where you said, "Oh, that thing there," and you've pointed to the screen.
Yeah.
But obviously they can't see. That's pointing.
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
screen.
And even with a webcam, it would make no difference.
Yeah.
So all of this are all the things we are going to be putting into the actual plane. What we're going to do though is we're going to launch FSX now, because there's not much me talking about it than just doing it straight again.
Through Steam, right?
No, we're not actually, because I'm using a borderless windowed version, what makes the effect a full screen. So if you load up FSX on Reith.
We are now in FSX.
We're in FSX, in the Pmdg.
Right. Yes.
This is, now some of you more eagle-eyed viewers will know that this isn't actually the British Airways livery. Now the reason it isn't, it's actually British Airways virtual livery. BAV.
Is that like a copyright thing?
No copyright at all. It's just BAV is a virtual airline, and they changed it a tiny bit. The logos and stuff are in a slightly different place. The shadowing's a little bit different. It's a bit more vibrant, perhaps, than the normal British Airways livery, and that's about it. No one, you basically can't notice it. I can't really notice it, and 99% of our viewers won't be able to notice it either, unless you, of course, created the livery. This is it. It's a really nice looking plane, extremely detailed. I mean, we're just going to go down quickly, Beef, to the
I thought you
wheels.
said it was twin prop earlier, not twin jet.
No, it is twin jet.
Oh, okay.
So if we go in, you can really see the nice sort of modelling underneath of all the landing gear. All the things that don't need to be modelled are modelled, which is really good. But of course, this is all Pmdg. This has nothing to do with the livery or anything like that. So yeah, it's a really, really detailed plane. It's an extremely nice plane, in my opinion. Probably the best plane to fly, or at least commercially to fly. I do like A2A's Cessna, which you've flown before. I think you might have flown it even in a flying episode. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to go inside the cockpit now, Reith.
Oh, wait.
No, down and down again.
There we go.
So here we go, inside the cockpit of this 737. So what we're going to do first, we're going to do some checks.
Right.
Check the parking brake is on, check the throttles are idle, which they are. You can also check from your yoke that they're all idle.
Yeah.
So you notice that's a speed brake there, so if you put that fully up, that's a speed brake, pull it back down. That's like so. If you advance the throttles forwards a little bit, not full, only a little bit, you'll notice they go up and down.
Yeah.
That's really about it.
The autopilot up
I'm
here,
honest.
I guess. Is that the autopilot?
All the autopilot stuff. We'll go into that into more detail. If you want to change view to go to that, so
generally I don't use the Hamish doesn't matter. Forget it.
It just makes it much easier
view,
because this actually has some camera wobble, what means it's extremely difficult. So if you change view quickly,
Right.
Reith, I know you don't normally use it, but and again, brilliant. So what we're going to do now, we are going to go to the FS
FMC?
actions.
Oh, FS actions.
We're going to go to fuel first. So this is it defaults by default it loads it up with full fuel, which is actually £46,055 of fuel. That is how it is standard. Just some really simple stuff. CG, center of gravity, ZFW, zero fuel weight, GW, ground weight, and that is maximum takeoff weight.
Right.
It's actually normally looks like MTOW, but in this case it isn't. It's just 3 letters. I think it's probably because all the other ones are like 3 letters or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this.
Insert those weights.
Yeah.
Into it.
Now by default it's quite difficult to just look at it and know which ones to put in. So I'm going to give you a little bit of help. Our fuel is going to be 11,000. So into click the bottom bar there. Yeah, and now you'll notice you can type. So now you can type. So put 11093, and we're just copying the fuel. You just use a keypad, Reith.
I'm fine with this.
And then click that there.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's now.
So that's 24%.
Yeah, it's automatically put it all in.
Right. Okay.
And that's that. So now if you click return, go to payload.
Our payload will be.
Our payload is going to be not here. It is. So total is now. You'll notice it doesn't actually. We need to work a little bit of stuff out. So what we're going to say today is we're going to make it really easy for ourselves. There's only 48 passengers.
Yeah.
So we're just going to type in 48, and then click
coach class.
Yeah, and then type in 0 into first class. We're just going to make it really simple for ourselves. It's just so we can get some basic calculations.
Yeah. Okay.
So as far as our cargo is 25,458. Now, don't put anything in yet, Reith. So what I'm going to do is quickly use a calculator.
Oh, is this all
yeah, so
because that's all in pounds? Is this all in kilos?
no, I'm just going to use a calculator because we've got 2 fuel tanks.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah.
So 2, unless you can
Forward,
divide it in by 2 for me, Reith. Yeah,
10,200.
10,000. No, 12,000. So
Yeah, 12,500 and.
so put in 12,729. No, Reith, I've already started putting it in.
Well,
Just hit backspace.
You shouldn't have touched anything.
729.
729. Right. Okay.
And then do
That's
that for
the
both.
forward one, and then.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Are you sure, Hamish? You're not retarded?
Hang on a minute. I've hang on. I've completely ballsed this up. Actually, I was looking. So cargo Reith is actually the people. That's how much the people weigh. I apologise. So it's actually 9,786. So
Which would turn out to 400.
9,700.
4,500, 4,600.
Shit. So what is it?
9,786.
And 86 divided by 2 is 4,893.
4,893
And put that in both.
in the first one, and 4,893 in the aft cargo.
There we go. Very good. Really simple. That's all that set up.
Okay, so return again.
Yeah, so we can return.
Ground connections. Do we need
I
any of
am
that?
just going to. No,
Not
you
really.
can do if you're starting from cold and dark, but we're
Yeah.
not going to.
Push
so.
back, return
Yeah.
to menu. Okay, is this where we go? Do you want Pmdg set up?
So
or
we're going to click
FMC?
FMC. Right. So for the first thing, we're just going to remove that bit there.
Yeah.
Now it's much easier Reith, to use a keyboard to type in all these different bits. I find it just much easier.
Right.
So we're going to click position initialization, or POSINIT. Reference airport is where we are. So if you type EGLL and put that gate, we are at gate 141 as we already put it in at the beginning. Brilliant. So that has now got our precise position. That's the sort of rough location.
Yeah.
So if we click routes, it may ask us to execute it. No, it doesn't. So first of all, we're going to click company route, which is co-route. Hang on. Now try. So notice I've got different ones in already.
So one of these is the one.
Yeah, so that is actually our one. Lima Sierra Zulu
EGLL
Hotel.
to Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel 01.
Yeah, and then execute that.
Is
Execute is
yeah.
just
Yeah.
highlighted. Runway, we can find out on here.
Where did it say in the flight plan?
It says at the beginning of each one, it says each one, so it's 27 right.
Oh, okay.
No, you're already on it, Reith, yeah.
27 right.
Into runway. And you may have noticed a little
noticed
line
that come
appeared,
up,
and
yeah.
that also shows you some other information.
Alright.
Our flight number is... Now, this is slightly different. Now, the flight number isn't actually BAW. It's actually BA. So British Airways, of course, that stands for...
flight number.
So BA 712. Now, the reason it's not BAW is because this is a flight they would actually see on their little card. You know, when you book a plane and you have a little ticket and it says BA, it doesn't say BAW. It always says BA. Or you may
I don't
not.
know what BAW is anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It just says British Airways. That's the call sign for British
yeah,
Airways.
whatever.
Then we're going to activate that and then execute that. Brilliant. So now we're going to go to performance initialization. So all of this looks really complex. It really isn't. So our reserves is, as we'll be able to see from our fuel page, final reserve 2.3 we're going to round it up to, because it is actually 2. No, right, sorry.
I can't put 2.3.
You have to put 2, then just point, and then a 3.
I did press point.
Oh, you might have pressed 0 by accident, and then put that into reserves. That's how it works out.
So
Because that's
£2.3 what?
£2,300 is what that stands for.
Yeah, okay.
Cost index is how efficient the aircraft is. British Airways, I know, use a cost index of 28. Other airlines would be different. So if you had a very high cost index, you'd be a lot less efficient.
Yeah, but you'd be able to like go very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. Zero fuel weight, we're just going to click that little key there and then click it again, and it's already worked out for us.
Right, okay.
Our cruising altitude is on this next page here, and it says FL370 Reith, as you can see here,
Right, yeah.
and that's what we're going to type in, 370.
Where the hell's the cruising altitude?
It's just there,
Oh, that thing, yeah. What was it?
370. That's of course 37,000 feet. And then click OK.
Okay.
Brilliant. Transition
there.
altitude.
So
Now you can actually find all this out on the internet on like charts. In the UK it's always 3,000. That's what we're going to put in. So you just put in 3,000.
what is the transition altitude?
It's an altitude of which your airspace allows you to. Let's think about this. So if you're flying it over the airspace, you wouldn't be able to go at 3,000 feet or below 3,000 feet if you're casually flying over it.
Right.
If you were coming in to land or taking off, that's the altitude you hold at first, which ATC will assign you to hold at.
Right, okay.
We're not using ATC, so it actually makes no difference.
Okay.
Because we're going to go straight to our...
So do I click
standard.
execute now?
Yeah, just click execute. Brilliant. Then click N1 limit. So N1 limit is, again, it's a way of saving fuel and stuff. We're not going to we're not going to bother about this, but if you were with a virtual airline like BA British Airways Virtual, you would input some stuff into that. Flaps are going to be a flaps 5 for takeoff. They're pretty much always flaps 5 for takeoff. Flaps are up there.
Alright, so 5 degrees.
Centre of gravity, we're going to click that once and then again.
It'll work itself out. Yeah.
Runway length, actually this is quite interesting. Click flight sim commander there. Okay, right. So this, I've actually already loaded in our route into it. If you click on, let me think about this now. It's been a while. I think if you click on flight plan. No, click on window. Airport information. EGLL. Actually, you can just click there. And it says the runway length. So we're actually taking off 27
right. So
which is 13,100 feet, yeah?
13,160 feet.
So we're actually going to round up to 13,200.
Yeah.
So that's 132. So if you close that reef, and then yeah, go back to FSX. So we're going to put in 132. We're not going to put the rest of it in because you can see it's already put 0 next to it.
Yeah.
So we've now got all our V speeds. Now they're very important, and I'll tell you why as soon as you load them in. So just load in all the V speeds. Sorry, just click each one, that one, and the last one. Brilliant. And then it gives you a takeoff weight. That is how much the plane is going to weigh when we take off.
Right.
Right. So that is it. It's really, really simple to set up. It's not that difficult. So that 137, which is our V2 speed, we're actually going to put it into our indicated airspeed dial on the autopilot. So we're just going to move the camera up one like that. So put 137.
In where?
In here. So yeah, just scroll. Yeah. And we're going to wait till that gets to 137.
Okay.
That's our V2 speed. That's always what you use your V2 speed. Your V1 speed is like a reminder. It's just to tell you that you're approaching your rotate speed, pretty much.
Isn't V1
yeah, no, sorry. The speed of no return, yes.
Yeah.
It's also, yeah.
The speed
yeah,
at which,
exactly, yeah.
if you pass the point at which you can't then put the
you have
brakes on
to commit
and stop.
to takeoff.
Yeah. If you abort takeoff after V1,
you're going to crash.
You will crash.
Precisely.
Although a crash on the ground is generally better than a crash in the air.
Yes.
Let's say your engine fell off or something.
Yeah.
I mean, happen.
Yeah.
A pylon.
this plane can actually simulate engine failures on takeoff and stuff. It's quite cool. Our altitude, now normally we'd leave that at 3,000. We're not going to. We're going to go straight to 37,000 feet. We've got no air traffic control to worry about, so there's no point in doing any of that sort of stuff. So we're just going to put it at 37,000 feet. If we're online, we'd always stick it at 3,000 or whatever the transition altitude is. In America, it's always 18,000, which is a massive jump. Now we could do some extra little checks, like setting the course and the heading to what our first course is going to be. We are actually going to do the heading and put that to 270. We're taking off on runway 27, which is... So that's all we're going to do for that. Oh yeah, just go on the inside reef. That's taking an awful long time for some reason.
Yeah, because you're not going to use the inside one. Dumbass.
It's meant to be 270 as well, reef. Okay, well, forget it. We're just going to leave it. Oh right, no, sorry.
No, 27.
Sorry, okay, interesting. I rarely use a heading hold on this. It's just I decided it would be a good idea. I didn't realise that. I apologise, guys. So, then you could also set the course as well. We're not going to. So, a couple of things we're also going to do now. We can actually start enabling the autopilot systems. And it sounds really strange. First we're going to put the flight director. Actually, no, don't click it yet. Look down, just at the... Right, look down at that. Now. No, oh no, just leave it, sorry. Then just click flight director. And you'll notice, when you click it...
Flight director comes on.
That comes up. Also, pink lines and stuff will come up when you actually start to fly. You'll see the sort of the course of the aircraft, so to speak, on that graph. Going to click auto throttle because we're going to use that for toga. And now I did search this up a little while ago, and I now forgot what it means. Toga is what you press when you're on the runway and you're going to take off. It sort of initializes the throttle for you. Is another way to put it. Now click VNav and LNav. See if they light up. So these two here. They're not going to light up yet, which is fine because we do it in the air. And that's all we're going to do now. We're now actually ready to taxi. So, if you just, Reef, no, if I was you, I'd go back to, because I've got different settings for different bits. So, we're going to go outside the plane, good, and there's a top-down view. So if you keep scrolling through the views until we get a top-down one. There we go. Now, we're just going to have a look.
Push back.
No, we're actually going to have a quick look around the airport to see where we are in position to our runway. So if you look, I think this runway here is 27. We're going to double check that by going to Flight Sim Commander. Zoom in on it. So draw a little box around the airport. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. So we are currently here-ish, I think. And runway 27's there. We can also check where we are. If you click GPS and then click connect to FS and then just click Flight Sim Commander again, you can see there we are. Now click GPS and close it because we don't actually want it connected. And that's good. So
we need to.
So we pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to make a right hand turn onto here. We're going to go forwards, make a right hand turn onto Alpha. If you keep. This, I believe, is Alpha. We can go all the way to the end of Alpha, then turn left onto 27. So around. Okay. So if you look at this run.
I think I got it.
Okay. Also, guys, if you want to quickly, look at the airport quickly, this is actually the UK 2000 Heathrow. This is all UK 2000. I'm sure you guys are aware that I absolutely love UK 2000, and I would never choose any other sort of airport creator content over there. So what we're going to do, we're going to press Shift P, and so first of all press release parking brake reef. So just tap the brake one. Brilliant. Press Shift and P. No, let go of Shift now. It'll auto start going backwards. Now I believe there is an inbuilt pushback. Go a top down view. No, top down.
I like this view.
And then click 2. So I'm going to actually press 2, and this will actually start turning the plane to the right. So 2 to go right, 1 to go left. Hopefully it will turn right.
Shift 2, was it?
No, it is turning, see?
Oh, right, yeah.
It just takes a little while, obviously. Maybe we should have pressed it earlier. It doesn't matter, we're not online or anything. We're not really following any procedures. It's a very casual flight. You may notice there's some weird shadows, and EasyDock does that, and I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think I already mentioned it, but this is a 737-800 we're flying with today. Of course made by Pmdg, as I've already said, and you're probably aware of that by the detail and stuff inside. This plane is what you would call a study aircraft. It's got 3,000 pages of manual.
Right.
So it is, they literally take the manual off Boeing and put some Pmdg stickers on it. There you go. And it is licensed by Boeing as well. Press Shift and P again, Reith, as well now. That's just going to stop. Going to hit the parking brake now. Right now we'd be communicating to ATC saying requesting taxi. Now we've done the pushback. Go to the inside of the plane. Now go to press it down on the view shift twice, I think. Brilliant. Press up. Can you press up? Brilliant. So these are the lights we're going to want on. So click that little bar and it turns on all the lights. They have all the landing lights and the takeoff lights. We're going to click this one here.
Taxi light.
Taxi light. We're not going to use runway turn off.
Yeah.
There's some other things here like your APU and your this here is the engine start. We're not going to focus on any of that because it's already started, as I'm sure you're aware, Reith. Oh, another thing, I put 370 into there.
This one?
Yeah, that is, now I'm not entirely sure what it is. Oh no, 37,000, sorry, or when I said 370. Now I'm not entirely sure why you put it into there. You just do, or I've seen other people do it, so I do that. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's. I know it communicates with the flight management.
Altitude and our landing altitude.
Yeah.
Our flight altitude is 37,000.
Yeah, you're probably actually, Reith. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press B. So if you click B,
and that will do our barometer, right?
Precisely. Well remembered. Go up to the top again, Reith. Has that? No, none of that's changed. That's fine. So we're actually now ready to take off apart from our flaps. We may as well do it now, otherwise I will forget. Okay. So what I want you to do, put it until that little, yeah, you can scroll if you want. There, perfect. We're now
5 degrees.
5 degrees of flaps. And if we go outside, we may even be able to see the flaps come down. No, we might have been a touch late, but oh well. If we go back on the inside of the plane, Reith, and just go to the pilot's view.
Okay, we're going to taxi to the runway now.
Precisely. So all you need to do is turn left and right. Yeah. As far as throttle, we don't want to be taxiing too fast at all. We need to make sure. Oh, that's way too much throttle.
Yeah, no, I know. I just want to get a smooth.
About 20, maybe 10% is this kind of throttle is good. Keep using the brake. Just tap the brake every now and again. Like this is a good taxi speed, so tap the brake every now and again, especially around corners.
Is our wheel behind the cockpit?
Yes, it is. So you can turn a little bit later, but just turn when you feel it's ready. A little bit less, speed, Reith.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Perfect. Keep braking. Heavy on the brake. Yeah, that's what I mean. So we're going quite fast, so we're just going to reduce the throttle when we get up to speed a little bit.
Just a little impatient. So.
I know. I will control the taxi throttle. No, I won't. I'll let you do that. So even now, Reith, if you just tap the brake...
back on the... How come?
No, just tap the brake. Try and control the speed a little bit.
Oh, right, yes.
It's just a really good way. We're not going to turn left here. We're going to actually go to the end. I've noticed it's much easier. You've got two ways. In the UK, this is forwards. The other way is backwards. So we have Alpha and Bravo. Alpha is forwards, Bravo is backwards. Hit the brake, Reith. And you want to really slow down. We're going to make a left and then a right instantly. So we're going to follow that taxi line just there.
I figured since we're trying to get to the end of the runway.
And then again, tap the brake. Perfect.
I got it, Hamish, I got it.
We're going to make a left here.
A left.
No.
Yes or no?
No. No, sorry.
Okay.
No, I've done this. I've been around this airport a couple of times. Not literally. And we're going to make a left here, and we're going to actually keep turning left. Perfect.
There we go.
Brilliant. And we can now see the runway just ahead. We're going to stop at that little line there as well, check for traffic.
Which little line? This one?
Yeah, so if you just reduce throttle to idle, idle throttle, and then... Oh, yeah, don't do that. We've that little person to reverse for us.
I was just slowing down quickly, yeah?
Actually, no, sorry, we can go to this line here, actually. I just realised. If there's traffic to our left, that's when we'd stop, but we're checking traffic for coming into the airport. So if you now keep going forwards...
I don't think there's any traffic.
No, there isn't. Okay, brilliant. So if you just quickly tap the view, so I always go like that to just reset it.
Oh.
What we're going to do, we're going to do an automatic takeoff. So I want you to put a little bit more power, please, Reith. We're going to keep it rolling. Also, click that little flashing red warning sign as well, so it go out. Now, hopefully, you don't get any buzzing noise. I found that I did, and I don't know why. So stabilise it at 40% power, roughly. Yeah, that's good. Try and keep it straight. I'm actually going to click this bit. So, we're not going to do anything else with power. Can you see that I've got a little click spot here?
Yeah.
This is equivalent to toga. You may notice that you have to turn quite vigorously left or right. You'll hear the engines throttling up to full. I read out 80 knots. And then you're going to check it.
Where's our speed indicated?
Come on. Can you hear it? Is it throttling up?
No.
Full throttle then. That's really annoying. It's 80 knots. Which is fine. So you'll hear it should say V1 then rotate. Rotate when it says rotate, rotate. When it says, has it said rotate?
No.
It says rotate. Oh, sorry, rotate. Positive rate of climb. Landing gear up.
Which is which button? This button.
Yeah. No, is that up? Yeah, other way.
There we go.
Oh crap! I know why it hasn't worked. Well. So what? I'm sorry if I did want you to do this, but I'm now taking over. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the auto throttle went off, and that's why Toga didn't initialise. So I want you to turn left now, Reith. I want you to look down just a tiny bit. I'll tell you what we do. Just go like that. And we're going to try and follow this line here.
Which line?
This one there. Put your flaps up as well.
Oh,
you can see on the left hand side here has a little flaps indicator, and one and bent up. So if you put them fully up, so you can just click that. No, downwards, Reith.
I don't know what you're talking about by the flaps indicator.
Oh, you can see a little number there. It says 1. Oh, it's gone now, and then it says up there. You probably can't see it though.
What the hell are you talking about?
Just here. There's a little green dial, and there's a 1 there, and is that a 5? Can you not see?
No, I can see it's a 5, but I can't. When I switch it, it's not doing it.
Oh right, no. That's your reference points. That's your reference points on when to change your flaps. It has nothing to do with the flaps. It's just a reference on when you need to change it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to stick it into autopilot. So if you hold the middle mouse button, we're going to click LNAV. And then VNAV. Again. Click this button here, the top one. And then click VNAV and LNAV again. Yeah, we did that a long way
a
back.
bit of a warning.
It should be gone now, yeah?
No.
No, it's still there. Are your flaps fully up? Let's just check. I don't think they are. Yeah, we are now.
I can still hear it.
I'll be fine. Just let the warnings.
Yeah, it stopped.
Yeah, cool. So the plane's now hopefully turning all auto.
How did I turn on the So what is this then?
What's what?
What did I do?
So This is the left autopilot system, that's the right. So in other words, pilot and co-pilot.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure why they have two. This one is weird. I don't know what that does.
CWS.
Yeah, but whenever I click it, I really don't know what it does. It's just a bit useless. You click it and you still have full control of the aircraft. Just quickly go to the pilot's view if I just want to check that we haven't got control of the plane. No, oh yes we do. Okay. So click LNAV. Right, level off. Hang on, don't get frustrated. What we're going to do is we're going to roughly level off, and we're going to try and follow that line there, that little purple line there. Brilliant. We're going at a good speed actually. It's automatically controlling all our speed and stuff. We're going up extremely quickly, Reith, so just bring that down a little bit by pushing forwards on the yoke.
Yeah. Why is the steering not being controlled then?
Because that's went off now, because we've now taken manual control, because as soon as you start to mess with the controls it'll automatically
yeah, no, I know, but why is the why was the autopilot not on in the first place?
Probably because we went quite far off course, so it didn't enable. So what we're going to do now, click LNAV, then click VNAV, and now let go of the yoke, and you'll notice it'll now start to put us on course. It's not going to take us around here. It's just I hope it's just going to take us sort of forwards to our next waypoint. Whew. Okay. So although a little bit stressful, it was a fairly successful.
So that button turns it on and off.
That's our autopilot on and off.
And what does LNAV and VNAV do?
So vertical navigation, up and down, lateral, left and right.
Right, okay, got it. Which is why this was going up, which is why, because this was on, but it was controlling our height and we were going up.
That also controls our speed. You'll notice we have no speed there. It's not showing up, but it is set there at 287.
Yeah, it is.
So
we change that, would that then?
No, it's not. That is now useless unless you automatically select speed, but don't do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the FMC. So if you go to the FMC view, I can now be fairly confident that the plane. Don't do that because it's going to wobble around a bit.
It's not wobbling around, so.
Anyway, just go to the FMC view. You know how fussy I get. You can. Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
Okay, so you can see here that it's been set at 287, which is what we saw on our FMC.
Yeah.
It's also telling us that we're going to go to 370, and that's what it's doing now. What we're going to do though is we're going to click legs. Yep. And these are all the legs it's going to do. So you can see from here, you can see the distance between each one. Our estimated altitudes and 67 nautical miles. We're going to be an estimated 344.
That's Dover, right?
Yes, that is Dover. We can also check that it is Dover
on our flight plan.
On here, depends. Yeah, here we go. DVR here, it's Dover.
Yeah. Okay. What about those other ones?
All these.
Yeah, well, those ones before Dover, you can't see
so
those.
On the left-hand side, what we are going to do, if you click that Reith, then go to desktop, and then just load up that. Sweet. So we can sort of show them what's going on. So, yeah, cool. And then you just close that thingy there. Yeah, sweet. Scroll down to where you're talking about, which is here. So on the left-hand side, we have our airway. Mm-hmm. The airway is a little bit like saying, okay, let's say we're starting where we are. We're going to say we live in Birmingham, okay?
So that's the airway?
No, it isn't. Birmingham is...
On the left-hand side.
So we're going to go from Birmingham to Manchester to Liverpool, okay? So, Manchester and Liverpool is the equivalent to Dover. So that is the city, or the main destination,
What the fuck are you talking about?
So imagine we're starting in Birmingham, okay? We're going to go to Liverpool via Manchester, okay? Yeah. Liverpool's our ultimate destination, so in this case it's Switzerland. Okay. Manchester is what we want to go by, so we want to go through Manchester to get to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're going to say that we start here, so London Heathrow is equivalent to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Dover is equivalent to Manchester, Then B's here are the equivalent to the motorway. Let's say we're going to take the M26. So pretend the airway DVR5F is the M26. And we're going to use the M26 to get to Dover. We're going to use the M26 to get to Manchester.
Right.
And then we're going to use other motorways, or airways in our case, to get to Liverpool. So the airway is the more precise route. And then you've got the actual waypoint, which is the rough location. You'll also notice here it shows all our distances. So it says here that we should be at Dover after 14 minutes of flying. That's what it's saying. And then as a pilot, normally what you do is you'd fill these out. You'd fill it out if you've accomplished that or not.
Right.
But we're not going to do that. But if you wanted to, you could do that. Also gives you other information like this here. So if we were to talk to ATC, that's a frequency we'd be on. Not the frequency, sorry. That's nothing to do with ATC. If we were to do the VOR point, that's a frequency we would be on.
Right, yeah.
For VOR. It gives us our wind as well. So the wind is going to be at 43 knots at 322. And that is also going to be at flight level 370. So we know we've got a bit of a headwind.
Right.
Because that is going to be our takeoff. Our heading. You can see here that the heading's 271, which is the runway we took off, 270.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gives you a little bit more of an insight to that. With the FMC, we can see some other information. If you click in progress, you can see various information. So from runway 27, our next waypoint is Dover.
Yeah.
The waypoint after that is Conan. Our destination is Switzerland or Zurich. Lima Sierra.
So we've only got 2 waypoints between us and Zurich.
No. That's just showing us the waypoint we're currently going to and the next waypoint.
I see. So that's our finishing waypoint.
Yeah.
Waypoint we're currently going to. So we've got our previous, the one we're going to, the one after that, and our finishing waypoint.
Yeah. Also, before I want you to do it, I want you to click World up there.
Oh, right.
Click Time and Session, Reset, and OK. Then OK. Brilliant. And that's just going to make it the exact time. Again, we go down to the FMC because there's some timing and stuff, so we can look for that as well. So you'll notice we're going to have £8,000 of fuel when we're finished.
Yeah.
As you can see here. Oh no, sorry, £4,000 here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We've currently got 8,000, so you'll see that go down. So you can also, it's really self-explanatory on the left and right there. You can see the time we're going to be arriving, 13:41 or 1:41. So if you look at the computer time, what does it say at the moment?
13:40.
So you might be wondering, well, why is it saying that? It's because it's counting their time. So
because they're an hour behind.
Yeah, precisely.
Right, okay.
That's counting their time, not our time. Again, if you look at that actually, so
if you look on inside
it also says an hour behind us.
Yeah.
So that's GMT, not BST, British Summer Time. Yeah. It's a different thing. It's something a lot of people get confused, because although, a lot of people get confused, but there's no need to. So it's going to take us about an hour, is what it's going to say. One other thing I want you to do is roughly, or near the autopilot panel, you've got that little switch there. I want you to zoom out on it, and that's going to be our altitude. That's just going to show you. So look at the FMC and zoom out on that there. So zoom out. No, try and go on to outside knob roof. To the left a bit. So if we go like that, now try. There we go. Zoom out, or did you zoom in? I think you zoomed in, Reef. No, out. So away from me. There you go. Right. So zoom in a little bit.
Oh right. Okay,
yeah.
So we can see.
Also, what I want you to click. There's one that says data there. Click data, and that tells you the time I'm going to arrive at their waypoint. I find it quite useful, and I quite like that. So we're now going to pause the flight, and we're going to rejoin you for the descent and landing.